have a Lexus, if you don't have a Lexus, you shouldn't be watching this video. There's absolutely no point. I'm not going to talk about anything else. I mean, it's a Lexus fix-it video. Oh, and if you don't have a oil leak problem, then, well, I guess you can still watch it. Yeah. Now, this is if you have a Lexus between 2007 and I think 2011. Mine is 2009. So now I'm going to start back from the beginning. And if you're still with me, that means you have a Lexus between those years. So I like to think of a Lexus as the perfect car, the car you just never have to worry about. I tell everyone, just get a Lexus. It's like nothing ever goes wrong. So when something goes wrong, it sort of like blows it just kind of like throws off your whole world. Now what went wrong a while back? Water pump. Now water pumps do go out, so 127,000 miles. Okay, I can accept a water pump going out. That was about $1,000 to fix though. It's just harder to get to things in these new cars. I probably could have fixed it if I had some time, watched some videos, but I needed the car fixed right away, so I took it in. And $1,000 later, it was fixed, but I was $1,000 poor. So I made it pretty far, but yeah, 127,000. We have another problem. Coming home one day, oil light went on. Well, I kind of knew there was a problem because the lifters, when they stopped getting oil, they started chattering. I knew that was going on. Luckily, I was kind of close to my house, so I just kind of like made it the rest of the way. Not the best strategy. If you got a noise, it's really good to just pull over right away. But anyway, if replacing an engine or a whole car is doable and you want to take those risks, then sure, keep driving all the way home. So that's kind of what I did, but we're pretty close. And the oil light wasn't on, so there was that. But it kind of came on at the very, very end. So the problem, as I found out, I even opened the back latch and I felt like, well, what's this? This feels like oil. You know, it has that kind of sticky, gooey feeling. And I thought, how did the oil get back here? It was everywhere. The undercarriage of the car was completely covered in oil. The whole thing, I mean, pretty much all 5 or 6 quarts were out of the engine and under the car and probably on the road and in the air. Not great, but what's done is done. Now, I was hoping it would be an oil, last time I had a problem with my car, it was actually the oil filter was loose. So this time I was hoping maybe just another loose oil filter. Nope. In fact, that's not really possible. The new way that the oil filters are designed, they're not going to just come loose like that. So that I could check off as not being the cause. So it was difficult to find the cause, but eventually I put a little oil in it, I kind of started it up, and I could see the oil kind of spurting out through a hose line. And here we go. This is pretty much the hose line in question. What do we have? We have well, oil cooling system. So you get your oil coming from the engine, gets cooled a little, come back. Great idea, kind of like the way your water is cooled. But bad idea is they put rubber hoses here. Now, Lexus usually doesn't make that many mistakes, but when you're making changes, you don't always know how things are going to go. So they made a mistake. It turns out, as I found afterwards, this is recalled. It's recalled between, I think, again, 2007 and 2011. So if you have it between those years, if your car is under 10 years old and under 150,000 miles, they will do it. Bring it in. They'll do it. I think for free, but don't quote me on that. I didn't know about that, and to take it down there and to get it fixed and bring it back, again, it's a moot point since I didn't know until after. I did most of my research after I started the project. No, I didn't know about the recall, so my first inclination was just to replace this little rubber tube. I figured, what else can you even do? Replace the broken part. So this is actually the new tube. I got it on there, and it fits, and it kind of, I bought one, it's $15 for just the tube. I can cut it. But the problem was the very, very strong clamps. These are sort of high strength clamps. They don't want to go back on because the OD, or basically, the hose was too fat. They won't fit around the hose now, so that's a problem. And I was doing all this with all of this unit still being on the car, so that was pretty tough. In fact, I had to buy this little gadget. It's 20 bucks, and the amount of times I'll use it in my life probably not very much, but you hold it, pull it, and it clamps and it pulls it. It's a great invention, great idea, and it did get the clamps off with a lot of work. In fact, no, I had problems with one. I ended up just cutting the tube because I figured the tube's not going back on. It's got a hole in it. Now, as you probably figured out, that wasn't going to be the right solution. In fact, it wasn't a good solution because what happened once could probably happen again. When you get the other hose, they replaced the whole thing. Lexus just had a whole new part design. Starts out the same, ends the same, but in between, it It's just basically some, I don't know if it's aluminum or steel or whatever it is, metal. This is called metal. Metal goes from one to the other and no chance for the same type of hole. Makes sense because this is very warm, it's very hot, it goes in a very hot area, and rubber breaks down over time. So they found out, hence the recall. Lexus made a mistake. So now that we know all this, can you do it yourself? Maybe. I did. I'm not an expert. I'm pretty mechanically inclined. A few classes. Actually, I worked on cars my whole life, I guess, when I had to. Just because I didn't have the money to take it into shops, I had to learn. If you got the money, I would say it might be just best to get it done. I have no idea on the cost estimate. I think between $300 and $600, just depending, and of course the part too. And you have to get a good parts. But it's not terribly difficult, and there are other videos. I'm not going to do the video itself because other people have already done that, and that's kind of how I learned how to do it. There are other videos. I'll just point to that. But my question, or maybe your question is, or my answer is, should you try and do it yourself? If you got the tools for it. Now, one of the main tools you're going to have, of course, is your ratchet, your extensions, long extensions, short extension. If you got a medium, all the better. I found I really needed universals. It's very tight in there, very tricky, very weird angles. You have to take off a few things. That can make it tough. You don't need a tremendous amount of force on these things, but you do have to be able to get in there and have a little bit of torquing action. So those are the main things. And, I mean, how many people in the world own a Star or Torx socket set? Now, I own, of course, the Star Torx the other way around, because that comes up, especially on cars, it seems like a lot. But you have to actually take out the studs. The studs just allow it so you can't actually put it into place without the studs, without taking out the studs. So, I don't know why they had to do it that way. Maybe so if it did come loose, it actually can't come off and onto the road. That's not a bad idea, but you do have to buy this. These aren't expensive. You can get a little sort of assorted assortment of them for under $10, I think, especially online. But I needed it done quickly. So yeah, if you've got the time, this puppy here, I should say, because people have different prices. I've seen $37 up to $140. I paid like $95 at Monument Auto Parts, local auto parts store. They come from China. I think they all come from the same place. They have some caps on the end. And again, you're not buying this, you're buying a replacement to this, I should say that. But it looks kind of like this. It's all metal and it's kind of shiny. Yeah, I mean, you can get it on eBay too, but you gotta look. I mean, if it's like $50 plus $40 for shipping, then in the end, I mean, why not get it right away? Just go to the parts store. If it's $100, I don't know. I just like to have it. Once I had this part, I think the job was done within 2 hours. The moment I bought it, 2 hours later, it was done. And you probably do it even quicker. For me, it was like figuring out. It was like a puzzle figuring out different things. So again, this is only for people that have this problem. You got the oil, it's called oil cooler line. Again, you can look on YouTube, find other videos out there. They'll kind of give you the step-by-step process. It's not terribly difficult on a 1 to 10 as far as difficulty. I'd say maybe, I don't know. It's pretty, let's just go this way. It's fairly complex, but not terribly. It's not a massive amount you have to do to get in there. It's just tricky, the angles and stuff like that. So you're gonna need some decent tools to get in there. If you got a good tool set, this can be done by yourself. I'm just gonna say, it's definitely not gonna be as easy as like changing the oil. So don't think about it that way. If you can change an oil pump or a water pump on older cars, we're not possible to do that kind of stuff. It shouldn't be a problem at all. But I don't know. You also might want to just get a quote on it, get a price. $100. I mean, I don't know how long I spent on this project. I mean, I spent a lot of time doing things the wrong way. But when I got the piece, that was within 2 hours. So something to think about. Lexus helps. So I just try to put these out there because when it comes time for me to do stuff like that, I'm so appreciative of helpful videos that kind of give you some insight and wisdom on what people have done in the past. Anyway, that's it.